Hello, this is your host, Debra Poneman, and I'd like to welcome you to our call with today's guest, Joseph P. Ghabi. When you hear the words mystic, spiritual teacher, or numerologist, Joseph P. Ghabi may not fit the picture that pops into your mind. Joseph is a former engineer, banker, and international sales manager. His past is packed with degrees and certifications given only to people of science and logic. Yet Joseph's true gift appears in an area less frequented by typical scientists. Leading authority, numerologist, healer, and spiritual leader, Joseph speaks on topics ranging from relationships and the law of attraction to life purpose and past histories. He's perhaps best known for his expertise in finding authentic peace with the past through numerology. And today you're going to discover why you're 100% ready right now to have a joyful life and to live your full potential. Also, how to release all perceptions imposed by others and discover the true you. How your name relates to creating abundance and affects other aspects of your life, and why you may feel abundant on the inside but not fulfilled on the outside. You're also going to discover a new concept to understand how to live the big picture of your life and to live with purpose. Well, I am really looking forward to this. I am so fascinated by numerology, and I am fascinated by this gentleman, Joseph P. Ghabi. Welcome to the call.
Thank you for having me, Debra, and I'm happy to be on your call and for your listeners too, and I'm very excited.
Well, I am very excited, and before I dive into my many questions, I would love it if you could take a few minutes to just share with us a little bit about you and the major turning points that allowed you to manifest this body of knowledge that's affecting so many people around the globe. Tell us a little about yourself.
At age of 8, my clairvoyant opened. I started to see stuff at age of 8 and stayed with me till age of 15, then completely dropped till age of 30. I don't see anything. And during that time, I moved to the States and studied electrical engineering, and I have a master in computer science. And 3 months into that, somehow I felt I don't belong in that. I quit. So I completely quit after 7 years of schooling, and I said, this is not for me. But what I learned from that, I learned about energy, vibration, frequency, and all of these terms that we learn in electrical engineering. So that was useful for me when I started getting into the numerology later on. And it was very useful. Then I went into sales and marketing. Then I went from there to business development, international market. I was responsible on 26 countries. But one day when I was sitting in Dubai on the beach at 3 in the morning, I felt empty. I felt completely empty. I went to eat. It wasn't food. So I went to Nepal. I did the Vipassana meditation in Nepal. Then after the meditation, I went back to India and sat down in Goa for 15 days just to sober down from all the meditation and what I got. Then I went back to my job. I said, I quit again. So I quit for the second time as my career. And that was a shock for many people, quitting that type of job. And everything started to fall that I need to do things that I'm passionate about. Something that makes me tickle more than anything else. Till the moment that my son was born. And when we had some complication when he was born in the beginning, the umbilical cord was over his neck, and all the doctors, the nurses were black faces almost. And they cleared up that from him, but there's no voice. So they find out that he have water in his lungs. So they took him to emergency and remove that water and put him into an incubator. The next day, they took him out. They said he's okay. And because of that, anytime you put him down, he starts crying. So the day before we were praying to have a sound from him, the next day he never stopped crying. So anytime he wants to have everything into him, I have to put him on my shoulder and I walk with him. So I end up walking to that hospital in Montreal. I remember for 2 nights, I almost met everybody in that hospital. And but one thought kept coming into my mind: if I'm not able to figure out my own destiny, how on earth am I supposed to help my kid? And this is what drove me. I said, I'll do whatever it takes to bring that knowledge into me. And I stopped all the excuses that I used to do at that time and get out of the procrastination that I used to be. And this is what drove me and kept going and going and going, and till I got into where I am today in my life.
Nothing like a child to inspire us to be our greatest self. That's amazing.
He is my teacher, you know. He's my teacher.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. Well, I love your whole story, and I was just in Goa myself a few weeks ago. It's a beautiful place to go inside yourself. Very lush and wonderful place on the planet. Well, the first thing that really is illustrated by your story is committing to living your life with passion. Why is it that so many people settle for passionless lives?
Well, don't you think it is a choice? It is a choice. We either choose to live miserable, or we choose to live with passion. It's a choice. You know, nobody is dictating on us that we need to be living miserably all our life. When we came down here, we didn't come with an instruction manual, unfortunately, for our parents to read it, but we have to get along and start understanding our own blueprint, our own vibration, our own self. And that was very important. So in either case, you use the same amount of energy if you go for being miserable or you go for your passion. It is the same amount of energy you're going to be using. So we need to learn to choose wisely. It's a choice. The moment we remove from our consciousness and stop playing the blame game and start to concentrate on us, not everyone else in our life, then we will be able to concentrate on our passion. What is your priority in your life? And it is for everyone, it's everyone else except ourselves. Why? And unfortunately, we were programmed in our society, in our culture, in our religion, that we need to take care of everyone in our life, leaving ourselves behind. We do that sometimes to keep peace. We do that to feel fit in with everybody. We do that to feel loved or many, for whatever reason. We're not going to dispute the many reasons we do it, but we're always disconnecting ourselves from our core essence and disconnecting ourselves from our soul just to please or fit in or be around things that are not making us happy in the first place. And that's where I find the disconnection with the passion.
So we disconnect from our passion because in order to be liked or accepted, we'll support other people in theirs and disregard our own is basically what you're saying. It's kind of a crazy thing that humans do.
It is. I mean, we're walking backwards. We're not walking forward. You know, I mean, like if you're coming here with a destiny to be a leader and to be somebody, but all what you do is taking care of everybody, and you're sitting in your back seat in your comfort zone, then how on earth are you serving your higher self? You're not. And we cannot move where we're supposed to move, and we're not supposed to take everybody else with us. We're coming here as our own. Your soul have a mission. Your soul have a purpose here to live, to do whatever it takes to be into that atmosphere. So we need to respect that. But we're not, because our society, we've been programmed from a younger age. This is the way it is, you know.
Yeah.
And that's how we're taking it.
Yeah, and we watch our parents' examples, and it goes down from generation to generation. And so you're saying that we each have a soul purpose, and we each have a destiny, huh?
Definitely that, because your soul, when you decided to come here into this plane, and this is not the fun plane, let's put it that way. It is, we have a lot of things that is positive about it, but it's not the best place when you see people killing each other and doing all of these stuff. But at the same time, it's not a good place to be. But when your soul comes in here, your soul has a purpose. And that purpose is not for you to suffer within your childhood. No, that's one part of the aspect of that soul coming here to gain that experience, to take you towards your blueprint destiny that you need to fulfill on behalf of your soul purpose. So you have two ways into the equation. When we stand here, we have the first part of our life is going towards the childhood experiences, and the second part of the equation is to go towards the destiny. But we cannot get into and see the destiny and even understand the destiny if we haven't dealt with our childhood, because they are connected with each other. And that's where people are missing the boat here.
So what you're saying is that the suffering that we go through in our childhood, do you believe, some people say that we choose it even before we come into this life, that we choose the path that's going to include the suffering in order that we can fulfill our life's purpose? Do you believe that we actually choose it before we even come in?
Definitely, because this is what I base my whole healing childhood experiences in my program is based on soul agreements. We do have agreements with every single person that brought you, provided you the experience in your life. So if your parents gave you this worst nightmare, and your parents, believe me, take it from me if you don't want to believe me or not, it's your choice. But your parents will always do the same thing and don't even think about changing them, because they never have to change, because they're only doing the script, how they're supposed to provide you the experience in order for you to grow out of it and cut the karma of that lingering karmic link that has been coming back all the time for this, doing the same thing, in order for you to take it towards your destiny. But your parents are there for you because they're supposed to help you with many different things to understand in life, and they are chosen specifically for those experiences that your soul wants to acquire, to understand, to learn about. So it is very essential that we become understanding about the agreement that we have. Your husband, you have an agreement with your ex-husband, your ex-boyfriend, your ex-wife, your your kids, you have an agreement. We all have an agreement with to provide the chain of whatever is we're coming to learn each individually on our own. Now, when you take all of these together and you still don't understand the whole what's happened, why my mom has been mean to me, why what I learned from my father who always drank or who always not there or whoever abandoned me, what did I learn from all of these experiences? The more much you get the learning essence of that experience, then you're going to take it to the second level. And once you understand it, you cut the karma first with everybody, because you don't want to come back and redo the same lifetime again, but you cut the whole thing. And then you start moving towards into your destiny from your learning. And then one day you can be teaching that to awaken other people that you have an agreement with to sign as a matter of fact. I can take anybody's date of birth. I know what agreement we have with each other. So it's not something that cannot be done. It can be done, and even teach it in my relationship event, because it is very important that we start associate with each other. We're not there by coincidence. I'm not born there as a Catholic or as a Muslim or as a Jew for nothing. There is a meaning for it, for us. I'm not born in this country or that country. There is a meaning in it for us. I'm not born with this parents. Why aren't born with the parents next door? They have a better life than us, because there's a meaning for us. The worse your experience is the more reward you will have the moment you get out of it.
Well, when you say, and this makes complete sense, when you say cut the karma, do we cut the karma just by living through it? or is there something that we actually need to do to cut the karma?
No. First, we need to understand the experience. We have to go through, I take somebody to a process. We understand the experience. That process only takes 4 months. And then once we finish the cutting and understanding the experience, then I will take him through a meditation. It's about 40 minutes meditation. We're going to cut the links from the soul level, not only from the physicality of us, because we need to stop it. And we usually, because I do psychosomatic numerology also, and I've been psychosomatic therapist, and I believe that from day one when I started into my spiritual path, that everything can be, whenever you start your own healing, it will take 7 generations forward for that healing effect and 7 generations backward. So it means once you cut that karma, that chain of link that you had with everybody else is going to be completely broken. So you're freeing yourself and others 7 generations forward and backward.
All right, we want to do that for sure. Okay, so I want to know how you do what you do. You work with numerology, but I also understand that you work with somebody's name. So you use our name to figure out our numerology, and then through that help us to create better lives?
Now, when I draw a full chart, I have the whole map of your life. Okay? Now, the first part of your chart is your blueprint destiny. And your destiny represents 50% of your life. The other 50% comes from your name. Your name determines your experiences, your direction, your karma, and everything that comes from that. Your destiny determines your challenges in life and the understanding on how you're going to be growing up throughout life. But now, once you have all of these into picture, I'll be able to tell what is first from the date of birth. If I compare your date of birth with my date of birth, I know what link do I have with you to work on a physical, emotional, mental level, and vocation. We know what we are working on. So usually for me, I choose my clients that I work with the healing program. I don't take everybody. I choose my clients. And the reason I choose them because I'm aware that I have an agreement. Otherwise, I will never propose for them the healing because I don't want to have a headache. Now, your name has vibration. Anytime, every vibration that you have in your name, it holds something for you. Now, this vibration holds a frequency. That frequency, it's how you act, react according to whatever circumstances that comes into your life in relationship with that frequency. So it can go up and down. So sometimes negative, sometimes positive. And you need to learn to bring the negative into the positive in order to have it balanced and move forward with it. Now, for women especially, now when you change your name, it will change a lot of aspects of your life. And if you notice it, anytime you get married, and for the ones who get married once or twice or 3 times even, if they can remember, anytime they change their name, if they can recall what changes in their life, because they will have a change in their life. Because the vibration and the frequencies that are associating with their name before, they might lose some vibration. Those lost vibration become experiences. So if I ask somebody, when somebody asks me, I'm very confused, the first thing I mention to them, if you're confused, how many names do you use regularly? Sometimes they tell me 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever numbers, I said, this is why you're confused. Because each name have a different set of blueprint. How many blueprint you want to handle? If you cannot handle one, how many you want to handle? So this is where we start to associate. Now, if I understand somebody have missing 7 in their name, and I look into their missing numbers, they have a missing 7. And missing 7 is about how much you trust in yourself, how much you believe in a higher universe, how much you trust in your own gifts and capacity to do whatever you want. So if they have, then I know where they're having that problem. If I see somebody have missing 2, I know that their problem is always relationship. Not only physical relationship, is a relationship with their parents, with their friends, with their teachers, with somebody. Anything is between one-to-one person. and they might have a problem of oversensitivity. If somebody having missing 3, he might have the major problem for them. They don't express enough their emotions. So from each vibration, it gives me where the direction they might be stuck in their life. And from that point, then I start going around there to dig in where might be the problem is exactly.
So would you suggest to somebody that they change their name, like if they have a missing 3 so they don't express emotion, could you show them how they could like add something to their name, and then you've seen in your experience that then it's easier for them to express emotion?
Yes, there's two ways into that aspect. First, when I ask anybody for the chart, I ask them, what is your original name and what is your name you use today? Now, the chart, I base it on the name you use today, but I'll make the correction if you have your original name. And that will bring me one aspect of it. The second way also to do it is to bring the awareness to it. The moment we bring the awareness, even if we don't bring the letter back into their vibration, their awareness should be sufficient. Because the moment you become aware and you take something from the subconscious and bring it into the conscious and you become aware of it, then you will stop doing it, first of all, and you start going into bringing the correction to it.
Well, and that's a relief, because some people don't want to change their name because it's a legal hassle. But I love that you can find what's missing, if it's a missing 7, a missing 3, a missing 8, and bring it to their awareness, and that alone can make a huge difference. That's very exciting.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is simple. It's not as complicated. But for me, I don't care about changing your name and going into your passport, changing it on your passport, change it on this. I care about it on how you introduce yourself, how you have your name on Facebook, if you have Facebook. And also, I look into it, how is your email? When I receive an email from you, what name are you using? And that's what's important to me. I don't care about your driver license or passport, because how many times you look into your name and into your passport? Not many times.
Right.
But what you use on a regular basis, that's what determining is your life today. This is what you're working with. But if I call you Debra today, and then at home they call you Deb, and in the office they call you Debbie, and that's confusing to you.
That's funny, Joseph, because I call myself the woman of many names, because some of my friends call me Debra, some call me Deb, some call me Debbie, some call me Deb Sue, some call me Debra
Yes.
Sue, some call me my spiritual name, which is Deepa. So it's like, and then I have a bunch of last names too. I am really happy I'm talking to you today, because we're going to have an appointment.
I mean, look, because look, first of all, it is your responsibility to have the correction for everybody. Let's put it that way. I'd like to give you an example. I had one client before. Her name is Fia Crandall when she came to me. And then when I was doing the chart for her, her destiny was 7. I said, why you're not using your middle name? She said, I never use it from grade 4. I said, your middle name is the only vibration that has 7 in it, and that 7 brings the strength into your destiny. And this is why you go one step forward and you go backwards 3 steps. She said, that's the story of my life. I said, no, because you're self-sabotaging it. So bring me back Fia Lynn Crandall. So she brought her name back. She went into Facebook. She changed her name. She sent to her business list everybody, from now on you call me Fia Lynn. She changed all her emails. She changed everything. She didn't leave anything she didn't change. And within 4 months, she sent me an email. She said, within 4 months of this change, I made more money in 4 months than I made in the whole last year.
Wow.
By changing one letter. By changing one letter.
That is so exciting. And I know that changing, you've already said that changing just one letter in your name can assist with abundance. But what if abundance isn't part of our destiny?
So what? Does it? You're not born.
You still create it.
You still create it. Abundance is energy. I mean, you can create it if you want it, but it's not only in your destiny, the abundance. It's in your name also.
Okay.
It's in your name holds also the abundance. If you have certain letters in your name, you might have a problem. Now, you have second thing that you need to be careful with also. You might have a problem from childhood because you didn't live, unfortunately, with parents who have the abundance. So you were growing up on rationing, on doing this, on being careful, on being skeptic, on being worried all the time, on all of these type of good stuff. But that's your responsibility to make the change of that. So if you have to seek a coaching with somebody to bring you that awareness because it's not part of your consciousness, that you can learn. It's a learnable skill. It's not something we cannot bring into ourselves. We don't need to take our reality as the only reality that exists. We can change the reality if we choose to. We have to give permission to ourselves and say, I'm ready to change. And that's all it takes.
That's fantastic. So you change the vibration through the numerology, and then the coaching could actually work. Because if you have that block, because there is a missing, I think it's 8 or whatever, then you could have all the coaching, but it's not going to be nearly as effective or effective at all if there's that block from the missing number.
Yes, you have something internally that not every coach might spot that. You know, you have something that's hidden, you know, because when I look into someone, when I take them to their childhood, I see what feelings they have for certain feelings. Some people, they don't have a feeling that are loved. Some people, they don't have the feeling that they are capable of, they have unworthiness in their life, or, you know, all of these coming from somewhere. So we have to see what vibration is associating with all of these numbers. So every name, every number has a vibration. And if for example, let me give you a small example in here. If I worry all the time, and so worried, let's put worry instead of worried. So it's 5, 6, 9, 9, 7, and let's make it 25, 30, 36. So anybody who has vibration 3, vibration 6, and vibration 9 in their name or in their chart, and they are in the negative side of it, they might have worry in their life. As simple as that. So you can every vibration that, because some people might have the worry, some people might have guilt, some people might have whatever feeling it exists, fear or being unloved, abandonment or anything. Each one of those has a vibration. So most people, when we calculate those vibrations, we can see those vibrations fit with specific people that have those. And if you ask those people with the time, you notice they have those because they are this. You know, this is part of their, you know, many people that they are irresponsible or over-responsible are people who have 6 a lot in their chart or missing 6. So they might have the irresponsibility, or they are over-responsible on everybody else. They like to over-responsible everyone else. And this is where it can come in both ways.
Huh. Okay. Well, this is absolutely fascinating. And you really believe that we're 100% ready right now to have the life that we want and to live our full potential?
That's a nice question here. And my question to you, why not? You know, if it's not now, then when? Do you have a timetable on when you are ready then? Because you cannot keep going without having a timetable. If you're not, if you think you're not, but ask yourself, if you're going to ask yourself that question and say, and ask it in a very solid from your gut feeling and say, and why not having the, I'm not 100% ready. I am ready. We are all ready at any point, but we have to making the choice. We need to give ourselves the permission and make a decision that I'm ready to change, because we are all changed at any time. It's a flip of a coin. You know, it's like you're having a radio. You're tuning to the FM radio. You were listening to country music, and you say, "Oh, I'm tired of the country. I want some jazz now." So you tune to another station. Yes, you have to tune to another station of your life and change your life. And that's as simple as that. Life is simple. We complicate it. Remember that.
Mm. Well, I love it. I mean, I think that people are probably listening right now, and their normal reaction might be, yeah, right, you could just like switch the station. But there's something about you, Joseph, that makes us believe that we can switch the station, but we could also get a tool from you that will make the station switching much more successful. So it's really, I love what you do, and I think we're all very excited about it. And there was one other topic that you said that you were going to touch on, and then I know you're going to lead us in a meditation. But you had said that we could also release perceptions imposed by others. Is that something, I guess that can be affected by our numbers also, perceptions imposed by others?
Well, all perceptions imposed by others, first you need to understand yourself better. You need to understand who you are. And when you were born, did you come with an instruction manual with you? So whatever everybody else imposed on you, that you are this, you are that, is that true? Or this is just, you took it as granted, this is what I've been always told, and I start walking with it. So we need to release a lot of perceptions. We live in a society, we live in a period of time that we have heavy programmation since we are born. I was born Catholic. I was born in a Jewish neighborhood, so I was raised with the Jewish families around me, and I was living in a Muslim city. So I was attuned to the three different religions. I go to the church, I go to the synagogue, I go to the mosque. I didn't have it's all mixed in. There was no problem. But all of these perceptions that I gained from everything, when I went into my spiritual path, it has a big conflict now. There's a lot of conflict. So I have to release a lot of the perceptions imposed on me by all of the programmation on the religion. This is only from religion. Your parents, they can impose on their perception on you. Your culture will impose your perception on you. Doesn't mean it's all true. We take it for as a true because this is what we all know, but doesn't mean it is true. And that is where we need to change those perceptions. It's very important.
Okay, and you'll make it easy for us. Well, why don't you go ahead and lead us in some wonderful meditation?
All right, no problem. So if you're driving, please park the car. You don't drive while this going on because you won't have control over yourself. So take a moment to settle in a comfortable position, whatever allows you to feel fully supported, relaxed, and when you're ready, just gently allow your eyes to close. Begin to breathe deeply in and out, breathing in and out, just following your breath. Focusing your attention on your breath can help you to quiet the busy thought of your mind. Imagine a silver plate. Start emptying all that on your mind for the day to do, the week, or even the months. If you need another plate, just start emptying another plate and watch it fly higher and higher in the vastness of the universe until you don't see it. Take another cleansing breath in, and on the exhale, relax easily and letting go of any tension or area of tightness. Releasing anything that doesn't seem to belong here right now. Any distraction or unsupported thought can be noted and gently sent out with the purifying exhale, leaving you only peace and quiet. Notice each breath as it moves in and out of your body, calming and deeply relaxing. Notice the temperature sensation of your breath, its rhythm, aware of each deeply relaxing breath. And now, as numbers are counted from 5 down to 1, allow yourself to go deeper into relaxation with every number you hear. 5, just letting go into relaxation more and more. 4, all of your cares and any tension just melting away. 3, giving yourself permission to go deeper with every sound you hear and every breath you take. 2, going deeper now, deeper into relaxation. And 1, letting go completely, feeling totally at ease from head to toe. Imagine yourself walking through a garden, feeling relaxed, smelling the flowers, feeling the heat from the sunshine on your skin. At the end of the garden, you will find the stairs going upward. Walk up that stair. At the end of the stairs, there's a door with a key in it. Unlock that door. Keep the key with you. Open the door and walk into your own private island. Close the door behind you. Lock it. And keep the key with you. I'd like you to fill up the island to make it comfortable for you. Make anything you dream of having, whatever you feel like having. This is your own private island. So I'm going to leave you for a minute to fill up whatever you like to fill up on your own island. I'd like you to invoke and invite your inner child between the age of 6 to 9 or any other age that might show up. Welcome that inner child into your surrounding. Give that inner child a hug and a kiss. I'd like you to take a deep look into the eyes of your inner child, seeing yourself at the age what that inner child showing up in front of you. I'd like you to look deeper into his or her eyes and see what you feel about that inner child. Is that inner child happy, sad, angry, frustrated, excited? What type of inner child do you have with you? Ask the inner child what does he or she needs from you to do at the moment to make things better. Find a place with the inner child on your island where you feel comfortable and sit down and take 2 deep breaths. Now I want you to do this meditation with your inner child and involve your inner child with it also to bring you the memory of if there is some older memory or whatever it is. Can you think of a limiting belief about abundance that you wish you did not have? Good. Can you bring it into your memory? What is it? As you think about that belief, do you have a picture? Who influenced your belief about abundance? How do you feel about it today? I want you to see it, hear it, sense it, feel it, touch it. Now, can you think of a belief about abundance which is no longer true for you? Do you have something that used to be true for you but no longer is? Good. Can you bring it into your memory? What is it? As you think about that old belief about abundance, do you have a picture of it? Where is that old belief now? How did you get rid of it? How do you feel about it? How do you feel without it in your life? I want you to bring your limiting belief about abundance, and can you think about that belief about abundance which is no longer true at the same time? I want you to think about the belief about abundance which is no longer true in your life. Can you replace that with a new memory that your limiting belief about abundance is no longer true, that you have in the first one you had? Can you bring it into memory with that your new belief system about abundance is no longer true now? Good. Can you bring it into memory? What is it? Simply repeat seeing the new belief system about your old belief of abundance. Can you see yourself going back to your old self? Now, what do you think about that old belief of abundance? I want you to take a moment seeing yourself, feeling yourself, sensing yourself being abundant in one situation in your life. I'd like you to take a moment to write about that feeling until you feel a sensation in your body, a smile, a yawn, a cough, a cry, whatever show up in your body. Then store that memory or feeling in your mind's eye to come back into it anytime you like. Can you think of your life as abundant? A life with abundance needs a balance in your life. In your physical abundance, emotional abundance, mental abundance, and spiritual abundance. On your own time, I would like you to write about each one separately until you have a feeling or emotion in your body that you lock in that picture in your mind's eye, and anytime you don't feel abundant, bring it back, that picture. Keep centering on it as you are abundant being. After doing that, I'd like you to write down the step-by-step action plan you will take towards securing your abundant life, the way you saw it, felt it, or sense it. It's time for actions in your life. You are abundant. Believe it, sense it, feel it. You are abundant. And repeat after me, yes, I am abundant. Yes, I am abundant. I give the permission to be abundant. I want you to give yourself permission to be abundant and decide to have an abundant life. You are powerful. You are born abundant. Bring yourself to connect with your own power and connect with your higher self, with your soul, with God, whatever name you believe you like to use here. It doesn't matter. You are abundant. Repeat after me that I am abundant. I am in control of my own destiny. I am powerful. I'd like you to thank your inner child for being there. Give that inner child a hug and a kiss. It's time to leave the island. Unlock the door with the key that you have. Open the door and walk out from your island. Close the door behind you. Lock it. And keep the key with you this time. come down the stairs, walk back through the garden, pick up a flower or two, and come back into your room where you were sitting, feeling refreshed, energized, and ready to move in your life. And welcome back.
Well, while we're all coming back from that exquisite journey, I'm going to let you share with us what's possible for people who are listening here today, and take a few minutes and tell us some of the amazing results and turnarounds that you've seen from people who have applied what you teach to their life. So why don't you share some of those things with us now?
I spoke about Fia Lynn before, about her changes that came to her. And also I have one testimonial came in from Pamela. Also, with Pamela, she said, a year and a half ago, I was struggling to find my purpose in life. I was searching outside of me for answers to questions I could hardly even form. Then my friend suggested I contact you for a reading. During the reading, you explained information that you received from my name and the date of birth. I couldn't believe the story you were saying. How could he know so much about me just from that little bit of information? And what she got from that is the awareness of completely the things that she's not seeing in front of her eyes. And that's where the change that happened into her life. And this is what made her life move forward, move in a different aspect. Now, what happened when we get into the chart, some people, they might really need to do the healing. And we cannot deny that. Some people, they don't. Some people, they might need maybe reprogramming something out of in their life. We can fix that. That can be fixed. Everything can be fixed with your permission to fix it. If you don't have your permission, your willingness to fix it, nothing can be fixed. So, but everything is possible. It's time for everybody to start reading and understanding their own blueprint, their own manual. What they're coming from, what soul they're coming from, how old is their soul? Is their soul coming with a mission? Regardless if that mission is small or big, it doesn't matter. We all are having here something to do, something to grasp, something to understand about ourselves. And this is something that is very important to start realizing and make our life switch. Remember, everything is energy. You change the polarity of the energy, it changes your life. As simple as that. Regardless if you have the doubt about it, regardless what it is. Every story can have two endings. It's your choice. What ending do you want to have?
Okay, well, we all want a good ending to our lives, and we want everything to be great between now and the ending. So, and I know that there is so much more that we can learn from you. There is so much more that you could do to support us on our path. I know that you created a special offer for everyone who's listening to this call. So I highly encourage you all to go to Joseph's special offer now and experience it for yourself. Simply click on the special offer button that's on the web page. So Joseph, can you let everyone know what they'll find there?
All right. The special is basically is a full numerology chart. First of all, to understand your blueprint, we need to have the basic. We need to understand where we're coming from, where we're going, and that basic chart, I will do the correction if I see need some correction. Now, my correction means nothing if you don't take the actions and do something about it. Otherwise, you always stay in the same place. But I will give you all the definite directions what is the problem. I will let you see and become aware of your major blockage. What is the blockage that you have, or a belief system maybe, or whatever it is that might manifest throughout the chart. Now, I'm doing something different this time. I'm giving you the opportunity to have either two of those items, either to do a release on the blockage or the belief system, or to have a psychosomatic information about your destiny, what chakra might be affected by your blockage in your own chart, in your own vibration, to clarify that, what type of disease that might come from this blockage. This way you can become aware of that, and you'll be able to look into it and go deeper and to fix that problem. Or if you have a specific dying question you want to know about a relationship that you're not able to let go of, I'll be happy to assist you to understand what went the difference into that relationship. Or if you have a business, you'd like to have the business to be more in harmony with yourself, with your own vibration, but you're not able to do it. So I can give you any combo of those 4 items. You can pick up any 2 or 3, depends on how we are going with the time with it. But you'll have a clearer idea where my next step, my next move, I wanna take it from that perspective and how I'm gonna go with it. Because what I noticed before in my previous offers, that when I do the chart, I finish, but people are left in a way that, what next? There is a lot of next can be done, but I'm gonna give you what next. Let's take something what you really having a problem with here. Let's have more clarity to it, and make it more aligned with everybody, and with your own vibration, with your own understanding, just to bring you the awareness of it.
Well, this is fabulous because you have this whole program, and then you also get something extra. Like if you want, if we want your assistance, for example, with that one relationship, or if you want to help us understand how to harmonize our business with our numerological vibration. And the other thing that we could pick is, you said psychosomatic numerology, about our destiny, to show the effect of our chakras. Can you explain that a little bit more? Because that sounds intriguing. I think I might on that one, but I don't quite understand it.
All right, no problem. Psychosomatic numerology, I'm the only one who offers that type of chart in the world, because I'm a psychosomatic therapist, and I'm a numerologist at the same time. So my teacher in the psychosomatic therapy, she asked me if I can merge them together deeper, and I did. And I took my knowledge with the numerology, with the vibration, and took the vibration of the chakras, and let's put them together, and we made up the whole thing from that. Psycho is the mind. Somatic is the body. Anything that goes on in your mind, from emotions, thoughts, and whatever is going on up there, if it doesn't, it has to go somewhere. It has to manifest on your body. And if it manifests on your body, it's going to block the chakra of that vibration, because every vibration has a chakra. And what blockages into that? I do even emotional release. If I have somebody in front of me, I can do the emotional release on the chakras. But at the same time, we can identify what type of disease might show up in that particular chakra if we really don't deal with it. And it happened many times when I speak with a client, and I said, you might have that if you still insist really for severely resist not letting go on that. They usually tell me, I already have that disease. So now you have it. Now you like let's start talking about how we can reverse it, because now you bring in awareness to it. So it comes into different shape. And the last thing, I'm offering also a release of the blockage. It's to remove that blockage completely from your chest, from your heart, from your body, from your organs, from whatever it is that block has been holding into you, and to have it released. So you have a different style of stuff that I'm using, and eventually I'm creating that release is starting and gonna be starting doing it a lot into my chart because I found people need whatever help to get them at least started from somewhere, and it is good step forward.
Well, okay, and thank you for explaining that. And I also just wanted to say that I noticed that some of my friends who are also New York Times bestselling authors and speakers who I've known throughout the years are your clients. I noticed Peggy McCall, who is a very well-known New York Times bestselling author, said having a numerology consultation by Joseph Ghabi was one of the best things I've ever done for myself. Joseph delivers a consultation with wisdom and style. I loved every minute of it. More importantly, I felt a sense of enlightenment as it confirmed my soul's purpose. And then another friend of mine, Lisa Chow, she says, when I met Joseph, I was looking to enhance my understanding of myself, my purpose, and to peel back another layer of clarity on my life. I chose him because of his intuitive abilities, and he consistently delivers more than he promises. I'm so pleased with the results personally and professionally. After I had my consultation with Joseph, I bought consultations for each of my daughters and then for my upcoming business collaboration, and his insights helps our business group to feel confident as we move forward, focusing on what was most important, choosing the business name for the birth of our company. I would recommend Joseph to anyone who desires another level of clarity and understanding about themselves, who they were meant to be, and who they're meant to be in the world. Wow. And these are powerful women. I know them personally, so this is so awesome. I want to give everybody the URL one more time, which is livebigmedia.com/chart, CHART. And okay, one more quick question. I know that our time is up, but what have you seen to be like the benefits that people experience right away, once they consult with you? And what do you see? I guess you would see the long-range benefits is just living the life they were meant to live. But what do you see are the most immediate benefits that people tend to experience?
The first biggest one, in my opinion, is awareness. To become aware of who you are. And sometimes it's becoming shocking for some people. And some people, like I said, you have a prolific writing skill, and you need to explore it. You need to take it to the distance. She said, I love writing, but I never thought about it as a business, But this is who you are, Why you're denying it? I mean, and there's so many different cases and people where they see themselves where they are stuck over their oversensitivity, and how their oversensitivity brought them into the abuse and the being doormat for other people. And just for me to tell it to them out of nowhere, it was a eye-shocking truth for them that can change somebody's life, become aware of it. Look, life is simple. We don't need to complicate it. It is very simple. We just need to bring that awareness, and then we'll be able to do what we need to be doing. And that's where everything show up in our life.
That's fabulous. And I just love your certainty that life doesn't have to be complicated, that it can be simple. And I'm looking at some of these other testimonials, and that seems to be a common theme, that you help people simplify their life. And if that was the only thing you did for us, we're there. So this is very, very exciting. And looking again at these testimonials, more of my friends are up here. I just wish that I had known about you. Why were they keeping you from me? But I guess there's no time like the present. So before we say goodbye, are there any final thoughts that you want to share with us?
If you want to change your life, you just need to get up and start walking the new change you want. And it will happen. believing it will happen, because you're here to be successful, you're here to be healthy, you're here to be abundant, you're here to be living your passionate life, you're here to be with the right person. This is your birthright, but we're not living that because we're off track. You can change all of that if you choose to do that. It's your choice. Give yourself the permission and say, I'm ready to rock and roll and move forward.
Well, we are definitely all ready to rock and roll. So all I could say is thank you so much for sharing with us today, Joseph. You are just absolutely a gift. Will you come back again?
Yes, for sure. I have no problem coming back. I enjoy sharing what I have. Every time I'm doing any of these calls, sometimes I always develop a new thing according to what people need and what they're looking for. And this is because my numerology is not about predicting your future, it's about healing what has been stagnating in you in order to go and walk to your destiny. Because we're not seeing our destiny because we're stuck somewhere in our life.
Yeah, got it. And you're going to help us get unstuck. And I am very excited about everything you have to offer. And you're just a gift. And I hope that people take advantage of the gift that you are and the gift that you are bringing to the world. So again, everyone, Joseph P. Ghabi has been our guest today. I thank you so much for spending the time with him and with me. I appreciate all of you, and I look forward to when we'll be together again. Thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful rest of your day.